the past couple of updates, or is about since 1.16, right? It might even go further, but whatever. I honestly think Mojang internally has to be struggling with ideas, right? Let's take the trial chambers for example. Technically, it does obviously it adds a new structure, right? It adds one new mob, right? Which we don't know. We obviously know the abilities of the mob, but we don't know what it drops. So that's one worry there. Um, we don't know what loot pool this new structure is going to have. Um, we don't know if it's going to have exclusive loot or whether it's going to just sit in the same loot pool as every other structure in the game. Which diamonds and emeralds, cool, I guess. But then when you got things like emerald farms, emeralds are useless because I could just farm them by sticking a villager a couple of hundred blocks in the sky and then sitting there and doing raids for hours on end. Not with any effort, but you might be saying, oh, you could obviously avoid that. But then you can't avoid generation when they are going to up the diamond generation for the villager changes, because the villager changes now are relying on buying diamond armor for a little bit of diamonds, and then they're up in the generation to basically counter that. Which, yet again, you may as well not just even have the change if you're going to up the diamonds, because then you're just in the same situation you were before. Because if you have more diamonds, then you may as well just mine for the diamonds. It's just very confusing. But obviously, this is very situational. Obviously, at the beginning of the game, some people are obviously going to have they're not going to have fortune, things like that, where they're going to get like 3 diamonds per diamond ore or something. But even then, if you look at the small snippet we got off Minecraft Live on the trial chambers, they were in iron armor, which causes another worry that it will be only like if you walked in with netherite or fully kitted out diamond armor or fully kitted out netherite, you're just going to go around hitting these things and not taking any damage. There's not enough communication, in my opinion, about these updates, which is caused by the trouble of the 2 pixel mob or the fireflies. Obviously, the amount of backlash Mojang got about that, and the concept art of the what was it? It was the birch forest. Even though the concept art of the birch forest literally looks like a birch forest I have in my world, so I'm slightly confused about that. But the backlash that caused them to change the entire way they announce updates. But now, because they announce updates in this particular way, they're not giving out many details in case they can't add certain things. That now causes the issue that I don't know things like, oh, what could I just walk in there with netherite armor and just like start slaying them, killing everything, and you don't get the small details like what is the purpose of going here? Like, cool, I get to fight some more mobs, but what is the actual core purpose of me trekking out thousands of blocks to try and find this thing? Like, this is my problem with most of these updates now. Even a couple of years ago when they added the warden, like what was the point when multiple times they were said, oh, this mob, we're creating this mob is for you to avoid, right? But then why would I want to avoid the mob if it's new to the game? So the purpose of the mob is for me to never see the mob, because otherwise I'll die. What other game does that? What other game adds something new and then tells you, oh no, if you see one of these, you're basically dead in it? And even then, if you're brave enough to fight it, you just get some simple block you could have literally mined in the structure it spawns in. Like, in my opinion, what they should have done with the warden is they should have given it a purpose, like, I don't know, some sort of beacon, a better beacon than the wither, because obviously you could probably get about 20 withers and they'll probably still lose. So give me a beacon that maybe like kills all the mobs surrounding it, pulls it in and kills it, like the conduit or something, like a out of water conduit. That would have been cool. But no, instead we got some dumb block because they want you to avoid the new mob that they've just released. Also, in this background footage, as you can see, that guy is quite clearly hacking. But back onto the point. It's just. We get the hype cycle and it's all cool and everyone's like, oh my god, they're gonna add all these new things, but then when the update comes out, it's just like, what is this? What does this add to the game long term? Like, yeah, you could have armor trims that will take you about 7 decades to find because they're so bloody rare. But then once you find them, you're done with those updates, aren't you? You're just like, oh, it's over. They've added these updates and they end in about 5 minutes, and the only way they've stopped that from happening is by making things like 0.00001% to find. I think what I would take now from Mojang, right? Because clearly they're having struggle. They're having they're struggling with ideas, right? Obviously, you could say things like the autocrafter. Yeah, that's cool, but then they've probably picked that out of a hat from like cool mods, right? Obviously, that was already a concept. Somebody already made it in mods or whatever, so it wasn't like a totally original idea. So they probably have picked out. I don't know. I think what they should do is they should have a technical update, sit there for about a year, fixing every bug, release that, and then take a couple updates off or something, or even just like add smaller things over a period of time. So in September you get like, I don't know, a new mob, and then in December you get some sort of new enchantment book instead of waiting to June every year, getting disappointed that you waited a year for whatever the hell, and then most likely half the time it's a buggy mess, and then you get a year worth of bug fixes, and then it takes you back to the yearly update, and it's just done the cycle of bug updates and fixes and waiting for structures or waiting for, I don't know, weird things that are like extremely rare because there's no other like real technical design to keep you busy, so they'll just make it super rare for you, so you have to sit there for about 12 hours trying to find it. Like, it's just at first, at the beginning of before Minecraft Live, I was like, alright, this mob vote thing is a bit dumb. I think the community is looking at the wrong way. I think the mob vote's bad and all that. Obviously, it gives people like ability to vote for whatever they want, but they're not looking at the bigger picture. Yeah, we could have got 3 mobs, but look at the actual things they're adding. They're not technically they don't have any purpose. Like, what is the point of adding these things if I'm just gonna sit there and then go, oh well, I'm just supposed to avoid this mob, or this mob added nothing, so what's the point of me going there? Or oh, I'm gonna go kill this trial chamber and then never go back, because unless it gives me something useful, I'm just gonna go play the main purpose of the game, building and mining. That's, I don't know. But thank you for watching this video. A bit of a ramble. I think Mojang just needs to take a little bit of time off, because I think the ideas they're adding, I don't even think they know what they're doing anymore, to be totally honest. Which is no surprise. They've been working the game, what, 12 years? So it's no surprise that they've kind of just hit a curb of ideas, and they're just adding things for adding things. But comment your opinion in the comment section, because I'm curious on what you think. So goodbye.